Hello everyone, I'm Mick from Contour Education and welcome to our video for the GTANSW&ACT's Professional Learning Package. As part of this year's theme, which is planning to teach geography, we present this short video that will show you how you, your colleagues and your students can collect data in the field and represent that data for analysis using Google's My Maps tool. We'll switch between two types of data, one relating to human and one relating to physical geography, as we move through the video. To get started, we'll need data. Collecting data. Students will collect two types of data representing physical and human spheres of geography. Noise data will represent our human sphere and water quality data will represent our physical sphere. Both these data types can be collected easily and possibly within close proximity to your school. You'll need to put this data in a spreadsheet so it can be written down on paper and transferred to a digital spreadsheet later, or you can enter it directly into the digital tool while you're in the field. To get started, use a free decibel measurement tool app on your smartphone to measure sound levels, or use the Waterway Health Check to easily measure water quality. Many other types of data can be supported and mapped including soil quality, temperature, rainfall, and vegetation information. Let's pause and play. In this activity, it's time for you to collect your data, gather it together and get it organised. Managing data. Geospatial data has a unique format you'll need to be aware of as you set up your own data. Rows indicate locations. So these could be countries, they could be states, they could be field sites, they could be electorates or postcodes. Columns indicate attribute data. So this is data that you have collected. You can use Excel or Google Drive to set your data up in a spreadsheet. Once you've set up your data, you're ready to import into Google Maps. Pause and play. At this stage, we're going to set your data up in your spreadsheet so you can import it into Google My Maps. Importing data. We're going to use Google My Maps to represent our data, but first we have to import the data into the tool. We're going to create a new Google My Map, and if we take a look at the screen, you'll see there are a number of areas of interest here. Note the menu area in the top left, the table of contents. This lets you enter your relevant title and descriptive information. There are menus for the map and for each layer underneath the button with the three dots. There's a search bar for you to find any location and navigate to that location. There are tools that allow you to add information to the map yourself, so you can create a point, a line, or a shape. There are different backgrounds that you can choose. Depending on the information you'd like to present, you can choose a suitable map background. And there are measurement tools that allow you to measure distance and area. Let's import our noise data. Note that if we're in Google Maps, we can zoom to the menu on the left once we're signed in. We can go to Your Places, and there's a Maps option in there with a Create Map button. That will take you to Google My Maps. Once in Google My Maps, we can add our map information. If we click Import, we can either import the data or navigate to where the data is located. We can select our relevant data table, and Google will ask us to position the markers on the map. As we're using latitude and longitude, it's already selected that. But here we're choosing any of the columns in our table that will locate the data on the map. And our second question is a column to title our markers, and we'll just use the name field or the name column. As you can see, Google has now located the information on the map. At this stage we have our locations, we don't have our noise levels. We'll come to that in our next section when we represent the data. Another way to get to My Maps is to simply do an internet search and take you straight in there. In this case, we're going to import our water quality data. So we go to My Maps, we create a new map, and like before, we add our title, we add our descriptive information. And like before, we click Import, navigate to our particular data set, and choose the file. Again, the first question that Google will ask us is how we locate the information on the map, how we place the data on the map. As you can see, latitude, longitude is selected, but alternatives here might include a street address or suburb name or country name. Again, our second question is what is the title, and in this case we'll choose the site name. So just like with our noise data, you'll see that Google has gone into our table, it's found those latitudes and longitudes, and it's located our markers on the map. But you can also see at this stage we don't have our water quality score data positioned on the map just yet. Representing data. We'll now represent the two data sets, starting with noise. The noise data has already been categorized for us. You can see there that we collected the data as decibels, but we went away and categorized them into low, medium and high groups. And we're going to use those categories to actually map or represent the information on the map. When you're ready, click on Uniform Style, or really the paintbrush icon, and in there you'll see a whole lot of options, but one of them is Style by Data Column, and that's the one we want, and we want Noise Category. The data is already set up in categories, but you can see it gives the colors a random color. So if we go into those colors and choose the very faint little paint icon next to each color, we can pick more suitable colors to represent our data. So a low sound score is a good outcome, so we'll give that a green icon, and a high sound score is a poor outcome, we'll give that a red icon. So you can see now the data has been represented, and we can start to bring up other information. We can bring up other layers of information to analyze that data. Representing our water quality data is very much the same. We click on the group data by and we choose style by data column. This means we're going to represent the data, the information using a data from our table. We're going to choose the score, but we then need to change, rather than looking at categories of data, our score is a range of data. We can't choose the cutoffs, but we can adjust the number of classes or groups, and that will slightly adjust the cutoffs, as you can see. You can also choose a different color ramp or a rainbow color ramp as needed. Like before, you can adjust individual colors. So if, in this case, say the yellow or you don't like the purples, we can switch the purples out, just clicking on that little paint tin, unchecking the use range option, and that allows us to then pick our own color and slot that in. So in this case, we're giving our lower scores a red color and a higher scores a green color. Higher scores being a more sustainable overall score for each site, and a lower score being less sustainable. We'll pause now for an activity. Import your data into Google My Maps and spend some time representing your data. There are lots of options to represent, lots of symbols and colors, so go through and have a good play with each of those. Give yourselves 10 or 15 minutes here. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video useful. We've just launched a new website, and you can find all of our geospatial resources, information, webinars, workshops, and other information on that website. If you go to www.GTANSW&ACT you can get us there. As well as that, if you wanted to get in touch, ask us any questions, you can do that via our social media. So there's my email address. You'll also find us on Twitter and Facebook. We regularly post resources up on Facebook, so you can get us at either of those channels. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video useful. Enjoy playing around with geospatial tools, and we hope to see you in the future.